Yo, what is good, guys? I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. It was my one of my friend's birthday on Friday, so we were partying pretty hard. But other than that, it was more of a chill weekend. I did a lot of charting on oil, which this is something big I've been tracking. If you're in the Discord, we're about to make a lot of money on it. So make sure to check out the Discord so you can hop in on that play before it happens. Definitely starting already in futures, which I'm going to show you, but I don't really think this should be too long of a video. We're just going to get right into it. Make sure to show the video some love, give it a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, start off, Bitcoin, all the FTX stuff, that's pretty crazy stuff going on right now. We hit our first target of this falling wedge, and I guess that's all it needed. That's what I was saying from the start. Technically, we don't have to go up anymore, and that proved to be true. So, personally, I really don't care about Bitcoin. I'm not touching this for a while. No reason to. There is absolutely no reason, for me at least, to want to buy Bitcoin right now. This thing isn't going back up anytime soon. So, not too much to say about Bitcoin. How low does it want to go, I guess, is the question. So, oil. If you're in the Discord, the whole play is in there. I'm just going to kind of tell you what I'm looking for, but I really would recommend joining the Discord as we're going to be making a lot of money on the general move both ways. So the general thing I am looking for, though, is for this to move down. You had 5 waves down and then an ABC up, which is where we sold actually. It's in the Discord, but we were looking for that head and shoulders to form. We got down to here, and I was looking for that ABC up. We got out, took our profits, and now we're looking to ride this down. So the most important thing to notice here, or note, is if you break above this high, the play gets invalidated, and you would likely be moving up to the upside to the high 90s, but that's not my preferred scenario here. I would like to see this move down to the low 80s, so that also would result in a double bottom if we want to bottom around there. There's also a gap here that hasn't been filled, so there's a lot of incentive for this to go down, and that's what I'm looking for. So make sure to join the Discord. There's a lot of plays going on right now. Tesla, SPY, oil, semiconductors, natural gas, so make sure to join in. We'd love to have you in there. That'll be in the description. Don't miss out on that. So not too much to say for oil. We're just going to see how it does tomorrow. Natural gas, we've been playing this a lot lately in the Discord, and we got up to that trend line, and I was looking for 620 to hold, and we were trying to play off of that, and it didn't hold. So it's a little confusing right now. We're just gonna let it bounce around, consolidate. There's a lot of buyers and sellers around here, so it could be bouncing around in here for a little bit. U.S. dollar, we've been looking at this big trend line for a while now, and it broke and it really sold off here. So this was one of the major factors for this rally in the markets, which has not really been. The last time we rallied this much in 2 days was in 2008. So to put that in perspective, that was a pretty crazy rally. So I was biased to the upside. If you've seen my thumbnails, I was looking for another high. 410 is the ultimate target, but there is something that may switch that around. You're going to want to see what I'm talking about. So DXY broke that big trend line, selling off, not too much else to say. Maybe get some relief, bounce a little bit, but you broke a big trend here, so we'll see how it goes in the coming weeks. Apple, triple bottom here. We've been filling gaps really fast. You had this gap, you gapping up all over the place, gapping up and down. So now you have a gap lower, this one got filled. Now you have a gap down here, and you have a gap above. So that's really what I'm watching right now. It's a tricky chart here. There's not really any waves to work with. Guess you did break a trend line, but yeah, Apple. This is, I think, a better one to be day trading as of now, just because I'm not sure what it really wants to do as a general trend. You do have this trend line, which may get tested soon. If it breaks, I'd expect this gap to fill. So not too much to say for Apple. Triple bottom, we'll see what I want to do. This might be a range. Tesla, this is something we played in the Discord. I believe it was Tuesday, whatever day this was. We got called right at the bottom of that touch line. We were looking for the gap fill, and it was having a lot of trouble at 195. I'm pretty sure there were shorts holding it down because it was this like horizontal flat line the candles couldn't push above it. So that's where we got out. Really sold off again. Came right back to where it is. So shorter time frames, it's a little confusing you, but on the bigger trends, I think it's trying to gear up for a move to the upside. You have this expanding wedge here, which is being respected. You had bullish divergences on the MACD and RSI, higher lows, and then this made some pretty steep. That was a pretty steep drop to make that new low to create that divergence. So this could move up to the upside. It's really hard to work with the demand and supply zones because they're not very well defined. It's more of a bell curve. So it's kind of like these slow like waves back and forth inside of this bell curve shaped volume profile. So Tesla, honestly, I might be biased to the upside here, just because of those divergences. I would like to see that daily MACD kind of confirm that upwards momentum, or this could keep selling off. So on to semiconductors. I've been telling you guys for the past few weeks now this thing's gonna explode, and it finally broke out this week and went on a major run here. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. So we filled both gaps. These were the gaps I was looking for. We broke out of this channel. Might look a little clear on the shorter hourly. So yeah, you broke this trend line. You broke out of this channel. Those were some really big incentive gaps to get filled. You hit that golden pocket. So from here, it's kind of an interesting spot. We're gonna see if it really wants to run hard here. If it can sustain this break here, hold up, or this could just be a retrace before going even lower. So I feel like that's unlikely. This, from a glance, kind of looks like 5 waves down with 3 starting up. This is a little tricky. Maybe a complicated kind of correction with an expanded ABC, but we'll see how it goes. This was really just the main thing we were watching, looking for that breakout. So SOXS got annihilated. We were waiting for that break, and that's when that breakout was really confirmed. This thing got annihilated all the way back down to where it started already. That's pretty crazy. SOXL, I told you when this thing breaks out, a lot of money to be made just from the breakout here. That is 60%, and it hasn't even filled that second gap, which might get filled. So a lot of money being made on this one. Join the Discord. There's some crazy money being made in there. See for yourself. So the VIX, I believe in my last video I showed you kind of like that theory I had where I thought the VIX would get a bounce, reset this count, and then continue selling off so that spike could go higher, and that's what's been happening. But it's hard to say here. This thing could really pull a shocker on everyone, get that big reversal, break out of this triangle, which, I don't really think it's something you could predict in chart because I think it's going to be kind of a unexpected catalyst that would send the VIX, breaking out of this triangle up above 35.40. So I'm not sure what to say about the VIX. It's kind of being erratic right now, but we'll see what it wants to do. It's underneath this trend line, but it very well could reverse you out of this channel falling wedge sort of pattern. So VIX, I'm not touching this, but I feel like a bounce could be coming. So SMH, this was another thing we're watching in the Discord. This was almost a month ago. We're getting close. I was looking for this big move up here, and that's what we got. We finally hit my target on Friday into this trend line, so this will be interesting. Maybe we pull back and we get a bigger break. We'll have to see, but it's a pretty big run here from where I was starting to watch it, 20%. So join the Discord. I'm handing out opportunities pretty much every day. Mainly swing, so sit on these positions, ride them out for a while. So on to SPY now. So crazy CPI numbers, 7.7, sparked a massive squeeze. So this squeeze is very kind of conflicting. So I've had this target of 410 for a while. I think like since down here, I was like, I think this thing can push higher into the 400s. You got a lot of bullish signals on the higher time frames to weekly, which I'm going to show you. But for now, what you want to be watching is we could be in this wedge here. This wedge right here. Let me clear this up. So actually, I'm going to show you these other things so I can keep the lines up there. On Friday, we extended this wave actually. So there's two possibilities here, which I think I'm actually just going to say now. So either if this is a wedge, the waves within the wedges are three waves. So like 3 up and then 3 down and then 3 up. So there's two things I'm looking at here. Either this is a wedge and this is our final touch before we break down out of this wedge under 380, 370, maybe the 360s, or this is 5 waves up, which would result in a pullback right now before pushing up higher to my target. And that would be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go a little more in depth to that in just a couple minutes, but first off I want to kind of show you some other stuff. So this is what we were pushing for on Friday. We extended this wave. If it was, we're trying to extend this move here. So this right here is one wave, which is about to be completed, but we were pushing for that 1.618. We did not get there. So maybe Monday morning, we managed to squeeze just a little bit higher to touch that target, but I'm definitely biased to the downside. The only question is how much of a drop will this be. So really, this is kind of the next level I'm watching. Maybe 406, that would be absolutely astonishing, but maybe the bulls really want that. I kind of doubt it because we're going to go into the 30-minute. Now this is something I've pointed out in plenty of my videos. When the MACD gets up to this level, 3.3, it reverses every single time. And I've pointed this out numerous times in the Discord, whenever this happens, I say I'm going short. And we hit that, so I am definitely shorting this. I shorted early, actually, a little after CPI, like 390, and I did not close that short. I just hedged it with longs, wrote it up on Friday, and I'm waiting for that drop, that pullback. It's gonna happen. So it's not a question of will it happen, it's how much of a pullback will it be. And maybe, I guess there is the chance that we can start our descent to new lows, kind of like the 2008 scenario. You've probably seen those comparisons floating around with like the overlay, but there's a chance that this can spark a move to the new low, but I'm not leaning to that. It's a possibility, but I'm not leaning to it. So if this is a wedge here, I think I'm going to clear off some of this stuff. So if this is a wedge and we have topped, the target would be, I'll make it pretty clear. So 3.82, which is what happened on Bitcoin. You hit the 3.382 and you reversed. So that's really the minimum target. At the bare minimum, it's so unlikely, but it would stop at 0.236. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. It rarely happens, but that would be the absolute minimum target if this is a wedge. So the next targets, I'm going to change the color. The next target is the 50% retrace at 374. And then the bottom of this wedge would be 367. Now, anything underneath this is pretty dangerous. This is also a massive demand zone. So I really don't see us falling under the high to mid 360s. I would be a buyer there. Kind of biased to the upside, a big drop and then a move up to the 400s again. So we're waiting on this pullback. This is a good time to be patient if you want to go long. So the demand zones, these are big things to watch here. We played the volume gaps, that's in the spaces the liquid regions where there's not really any buyers and sellers. And when you get into these, you really just push right through them, squeeze through them to the upside or just fall straight through. So the big region here, I was pointing this out in the Discord, the volume gap that starts at 398, which is where we are. Every single time we come into this region, I'll even extend it back a little more. Every single time, there's no stopping. You go right through it. There's no liquidity here, so you're gonna go right through it every single time you enter it. Now, I don't think we're gonna break into it like right now and just go parabolic, because that's the only way we could get through it, and I don't think that's possible. So we're gonna get a pullback, and it just depends how much of a pullback it needs before it wants to reattempt breaking through this. You fill that gap, and from there, we'll have to see how the charts look. Then that could be a few weeks out. Not really. It's kind of hard to say when it would be there. So, what else do I have? So, we're gonna go into the 2-hour. Looking at the MACD, RSI, you have divergences here. So, let me zoom in on the candles, and you have divergences here. Higher high with these lower highs on the RSI. So that's your divergence, momentum divergence. Same thing on the MACD. Pretty small, but you go into the 4-hour and it's much more clear with that divergence. So you really need a big push to invalidate these divergences. I would say you need to squeeze another $5 or something for these divergences to not be divergences, and I don't think that's possible. So on the daily, you got some pretty strong higher time frame momentum building, and this was something we were watching. This was right before CPI. We were really testing that MACD cross down, so we bounced off of it, and you have this daily momentum sustaining still. Now, I'm not really watching. We're actually approaching this trend line, which I'm not sure what it wants to do around there. It could break it this time. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm not really focused on that trend line yet, but for now, it's just important to know that the higher time frames, momentum indicators are showing that we're entering a longer time frame trend here. So last time this crossed over. The interesting thing, we've already moved up quite a good amount. So, we've moved up from 350 to the 380s, and that's when this MACD crossed over. Back here, kind of the same picture, but I think you get what I'm saying here. I'm not really sure what the longer time frame wants to do. It really can push up to the lower mid 400s, but I want this pullback before anything else. So on futures, we gap down on futures, that might want to get filled. Gap down in futures, gap up in futures, get filled pretty quickly. So I don't think it's filled yet. Yeah, it's almost filled, so that's just something to be aware of. But right now, we're sitting on top of that wedge trend line here. It's fighting for its life on it. I'm not sure where it wants to go if once it gets underneath that, but we're going to zoom back in here, and this is really the last portion I have for this. I'm going to explain how much we have to pull back. So I'm going to take off some stuff, clear up the charts. So this trend line, I would probably keep on your charts. It looks pretty relevant to me. Maybe come all the way back down and test it. So something like that, and then you bounce from a demand zone as well as a fib level. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm not confident we'll get down to that because we really can have a pretty shallow pullback. That's what I'm going to explain right now. So let me take this stuff off, and I'll put up the levels. So from here, okay, so I believe I just put this up earlier. So if this is wave 1, 2, 3, and this is wave 4, wave 4 can retrace only a certain amount before wave 4 gets invalidated and means that it will go lower. But for wave 4 can only retrace 50% of wave 3. So 50% would be 386/50. So if you go below that, it looks pretty bad and would likely go lower. And the minimum it can retrace, 390, 570. So, I mean, I don't think you can sustain a run by just retracing to this and then going even higher. It's a possibility, but everything I'm looking at says that's not where we're going to stop. So I would really like to see the 390s, maybe even the mid 380s. You got a gap down here, so it's a tricky area. I might do a midweek video to kind of give a recap on where we are, but you got a gap down here, and you have this gap down here at the 364 to 350, whatever that is, 358. So this area looks oddly similar to the June rally region here, right around here. So I'm really comparing it. If there's an area you want to compare it to, I think this is the area right here. I feel like we're like right here sort of thing. So, maybe we somehow come all the way down to here and you do a fake gap fill before going higher, but I would not be biased to the downside. I would look for a pullback, but just kind of be skeptical of any drops you see. There's this wedge, which this was something we've been watching in the Discord for a while. Possible bigger wedge in the making. It's been made, so we'll see how it goes on Monday, Tuesday. You got PPI numbers on Tuesday, so that could really give us a big move. There's not too much else to say. The big question here is how much downside will we get? So that's where I'm gonna leave this video. I'm telling you, join the Discord now. It's a really good time to join it with the amount of plays we're looking at right now, ranging from oil, natural gas, Tesla, SPY. Hop in there, see for yourself, and that's where I'm gonna leave this video. If you watched the whole thing through, make sure to show it some love, give it a like and subscribe, and peace out, guys.